Recording in progress.
All right, guys, I'm calling to order the September meeting of the Lewes African American Heritage Commission. First, I want to make the announcement. We want to welcome 3 new Lewes African American Heritage Commission commissioners. They are Cynthia Anderson Clay, Stephanie Collick, and Calvin Jackson. Do you guys want to say a little bit about yourselves? Stephanie's going first, I hear.
Okay, is my thing on?
Yes.
Okay. My name is Stephanie Collick, and I was born and raised in Lewes, graduated from Cape. Actually just moved out of Lewes, I guess, 5 years ago. And I teach for the district currently. I'm a visiting teacher, and that's pretty much all I need to say.
Well, welcome, Stephanie.
Thank you.
Cynthia, you want to go next?
Oh, good afternoon. I'm Cynthia Anderson Clay. I'm very excited to be on the commission. I'm also on the Johnnie Walker subcommittee. Moved here, fell in love with the area, and I'm excited to help any way that I can.
And Mr. Jackson, Calvin.
Hello, everyone. I think I probably know everyone in this room, so I'm just very happy to be on the commission. I've been in Lewes 9 years. Yes, it has. Yeah, I worked at the National Institutes of Health in Bethesda, Maryland, for 35 years. But then when we retired, we were like, do we really want to stay in Maryland? And we fell in love with Lewes, and I just absolutely love it. So in addition to everything else, I'm up and down the state all the time. But I'm also the president of the Cape and Lopin Educational Foundation.
Okay, cool. All right, well, thank you, guys. I appreciate you giving us a little bit about yourself, and welcome aboard. We look forward to putting you to work. The next thing announced is that, just to advise the appointment of Kay Carnahan as vice chair of the Johnnie Walker Beach Subcommittee. She's been kind of acting on that anyway, but I just want to make that as an official announcement. We also have the intent of replacing Trina Brown Hicks on the Johnnie Walker Beach Subcommittee, since they're down one person. We have a person, we just got to make it official at some point, but we'll have them hopefully for the next meeting of the Johnnie Walker Beach Subcommittee in place. Faylene, you have any announcements?
I do, yes. I just wanted to send out a reminder that the Johnnie Walker Beach Day is on September 27th, and the program will start at 10:30. Community Service Day for the City of Lewes is on October 3rd and will begin around 8 a.m. And then the dates for Juneteenth 2026 have been secured for Saturday, June 26th. I'm sorry, June 27th.
Okay, cool. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Anyone else have any announcements?
Mr. Chairman, just to reiterate, I mentioned to you, both Strom and I will probably have to leave a little bit early, probably around 6:35 or so. We
Okay.
both have commitments around 7 o'clock.
Thank you for letting us know. Appreciate it. Next is presentation and possible action on approval of the minutes. Actually, we don't have our minutes, so we're going to skip right through that one. The minutes you have in the deck are not the right minutes, so we'll move past that. On to old business. Continued discussion and possible action regarding future programming, Black History Month 2026. Shockingly, that will come up really quick. Used to be my playground, the Ship Carpenter Square. We're in the process of forming a work group for that. I asked Ms. D and Bill Collick to give us some suggestions for people on that, people who actually knew that playground. And we're also looking for photographs. We'll start making some of those announcements as well for the program. And hopefully this work group, we can have them formed by the next meeting and have them meeting and planning and doing some stuff for February 2026. But that will come in quick, guys, I'll tell you.
Yeah.
The holidays will come, and then all of a sudden, February is a month away. And so, it will come in quick. So we got to get working if we want a really good program. We got to get working on that one. But by next meeting, we should have a work group. I will ask Julia to make sure we appoint work groups appropriately, because I'm not 100% sure how you do that. I know I can assign a work group, but then how do you put people on the work group is another question. So I'll ask and get all those correct answers by that time as well. Other old business is Voices Heard exhibit and storage of historic artifacts. We do have a draft agreement from the Lewes Historical Society for us to take temporary possession of the Voices Heard exhibit, primarily the traveling exhibit that they had. I just sent that to Miss Julia today, actually. My thought is the city needs to approve it, the solicitor needs to look at it, but I'll wait other instructions for how we need to get that approved. Our thought was, if we had ownership of it, we could take the exhibit to various programs, such as our Black History Month programs. We could offer it to places like BB Hospital, like the high schools, or some other places, either associated with us speaking or having a program there, or just in and of itself, sitting there as part of some celebration or something. But the other thing associated with that is the storage of not only those items, but also the items that the Lewes African American Heritage Commission has. We have a number of photographs that are pretty big, starting to take up space. We have some other artifacts. The Lewes Historical Society, as I said before, has agreed to take those in. They want me to give them some description of the space. It's not a huge amount, but they've agreed to take them in, especially when Julia almost gagged, saying, basically, there's no space here, so we kind of need to go somewhere else. So we're still working out those details and agreements. And last but not least is the video. There's a video called Voices Heard. A number of you guys were featured in that. I know Reverend McCaffrey was featured, Trina, who's in the audience. No, you weren't in this one, were you? No.
I was.
Dee, were you in that one? Mm-hmm. Okay, Dee was in this one. Okay, I'm trying to remember you. I remember you in the Third Degree.
Oh, that's what I thought.
And I'm talking about Voices Heard, which
Oh,
was the
yeah,
other.
you're right.
Yeah, you were, that's right, yeah, McKeon was in there as well. So there are a number of us, a number of folks around here were in that video, but the video's kind of been disappeared, like they didn't have permission to do certain things with it. And so now they do have what they need. They're going to upload that on YouTube, and then hopefully we'll provide a link on our website, and we'll share that link so people can see. It was a great video produced, and it's kind of been hidden, and it needs to be get out there and get people's notice of it versus just being in a closet. So we're working with them to make sure we get that done as well. So, all right. The next thing I had was the Black Girl Scouts program. The problem is with this program, love the program, we still don't need a location. We're kind of striking out on the church front. I haven't had a chance to talk to Reverend McCaffrey about it, but we didn't get really confirmation when we could do that in September, so it's obviously not going to be in September of this year. But we'll continue to look for that. I think it'll be a great program, so I won't give up on that program. But I think it'll be a great one. But I thought the church was the best location because Girl Scouts tended to meet at a church. But, I don't know the churches around here like you guys might know the churches around here. So anyone have an idea of a location, please share it with us, and we'll go explore that as a location. But, all right? Don't want to give up on it, but I don't have a location, so, all right?
And this is Cynthia, I had a question. Lewes Library?
Yeah, I mean, I'd have to engage Julia. Is there cost for the Lewes Library?
I don't think so.
Is it not?
No.
But it's hard to get a room.
Is it,
Yeah.
they're pre-booked there?
Yeah.
Well, we don't have to have it tomorrow. We can,
To be pushed out.
It's worth an ask, huh?
okay.
Okay.
Would you do it on a Saturday? I'm thinking that would be a good day as a Saturday. Why?
Fred Thomas Building for the Black Girl Scout.
That auditorium is really big, right? Is that too big for a program like this or no? What's your thoughts?
Just a suggestion.
You don't think it's too big? Okay. Because it's not, the program is sort of off program. It's not a Black History Month program. It's just going to be a program that we're doing. I don't want to, okay, but the Fred Thomas Building.
The past national president is a good friend of mine, so I don't know if you
National
have a
president
program.
of what?
Of the Girl Scouts.
Oh, okay.
If I could have her come up if that was something that you wanted to have.
Cynthia, and I know some of you probably didn't know, the basic idea and was that Lewes used to have a segregated Girl Scout troop, right? And the white Girl Scouts were helpful in helping them form and do things. They seemed to be cooperative in that, so there's some positives in that. Obviously, segregation wasn't particularly positive. And there's a lot of ladies in their 60s and 70s who were part of these Girl Scout troop. And, we thought a reunion of that group of people would be good. Plus, connecting them with the local Girl Scouts would create, some learning for the community. And the Girl Scouts, we've actually reached them. The locals, they're okay with doing it. We just have to give them a date and time and everything like that. So we need to follow up with them at this stage of the game. So, and so if we had a speaker, certainly
Yeah, she
that
would
would be
love to come.
outstanding.
She's in DC, so.
Yeah, so she's not too far away.
no.
So that'd be outstanding, and that would certainly help with the crowd, as far as keeping a bigger venue might make more sense in that situation. So certainly, if you can explore that, if she's open, I don't have a date yet, but if she's open to doing
Sure,
that, that'd be outstanding. We'd love to do
The
it.
presidents give out their own badges, and I didn't know and I have one.
So the local Girl Scouts would give a
It
president's
would be
badge?
nice that if she
That would be
could,
nice.
give them a badge. I think that would be really nice.
Now, you said she was former, though. She's not.
Yeah, she's not the current one, but,
So she still can do badges?
I mean, I'm sure she could get the current one
Oh,
to
okay,
give
to
us
give them
some
back.
badges.
Okay, yeah.
You gotta know people.
That'd be a good incentive for the local Girl Scouts.
Yeah,
That'd be
yeah.
another good incentive for them, so.
That would be, she'd be
Please
very
explore that, but we
Okay.
gotta get that of the locations. So I got the Lewes Library and the Fred Thomas Building. We'll look into those two locations.
I wasn't in the segregated Girl Scouts, but I was in the integrated one. And we always met at Bethel Church right here.
And
on-
that struck out. Weren't able to move forward on Bethel.
Okay.
That was the first venue because
Okay.
even those Girl Scouts back then met at Bethel Church.
Oh, okay.
And so we were trying to get it, but it didn't materialize, so. Okay, all right. All right, so we're not giving up on that Girl Scout because I think it's a great program. We'll keep moving forward on it, so. All right, next old business is continued discussion, possible action, updates on the Lewes African American Heritage Commission's bylaws, and I will say the only update, I don't have an update. I don't know, Strom, if you have one or not, but we gave Julia and the city solicitor our updates to our bylaws a couple months ago. Most of our updates were mostly cosmetic, and the name was wrong, things were wrong, and for the most part, we were just making it clean. In some cases, they even called the group the Planning Commission, so we just needed to clean up the bylaws. And so I don't anticipate any issues, but I don't have an update. Strom, I don't put you on the spot, you probably don't have an update either.
I mean, I will tell you, Alex was out of the country last week. And
Oh,
so
okay.
It was hard to, catch up
Okay.
with him, but I think, we'll follow up with him.
Yeah, because I know ultimately city council, mayor and city council have to approve the edits, but again, there really aren't any,
I reviewed them, and
Yeah,
they
it's
seem,
just-
like you said, not material at all.
not material,
Yeah.
they're mostly cosmetic edits to it to make it, sound good. All right, we'll move past that. Just a reminder for the members, especially we have new members here, bylaws say that each member of the Lewes African American Heritage Commission shall attend regularly scheduled meetings or notify the chair or secretary at the earliest opportunity in any event prior to 4 p.m. on the day of the meeting. So if you're not going to be able to make it, please let us know. Don't just not show, because what that'll do is, if we don't have enough members, now we're 9, so that means we need 5 members as a quorum. People come and then we don't have a meeting because we don't meet a quorum. So just make sure you notify. That's called an excused absence for the most part, and that's not an issue for us because everyone has things to do. But just let us know. For the most part, people do, but I know we have a lot of new folks, and just want to make sure to remind people of that particular bylaw. Also, from the bylaws, I was told I could do this. I could target roles for each commissioner. I've done that for each of the commissioners. I didn't give anyone a list of that. Maybe over the next meeting, I'll publish that list just to let you know. Primarily, I think I've told everyone I talked to, the primary purpose is that the commissioners aren't, guys, you are a very talented group of people, I mean, clearly, absolutely talented. And I don't want you sitting there waiting around for what to do. I want you to use your talents to really advance, telling the story, really advance sharing the information, really advance co-mingling with groups that we can help and they can help us. So that's why I sort of say, here's your target. But by no means does that mean you're there alone, right? We're a whole commission. We're going to help each other out. In some cases, I've asked people to work together on it to get stuff done. But the issue is, if all of us are just doing little pieces of it, nothing may get done. So I just want someone to target. And we've had discussions with that. And I did get a chance to read some of the bios of some of the people on the team. Very talented. You guys can do a lot, and I just want to give you the opportunity to do it. You don't need to wait for the rest of us to do it. You can move a lot of things forward on your own, all right? Okay. The other things are complete, continued discussion, possible action toward regarding website review. Lewes Historic Black Family List was added to the website. Thank you, Blue. So that's complete. Again, that just like the history timeline is a work in progress. So any updates, any additional stuff, please let us know, and we'll periodically update those things. Blue updated the timeline several months ago to include updates. We'll keep doing that as we learn more information, and we'll be able to share a more complete history with the community. We're not able to update the bylaws on the website until City Council and Mayor and City Council approve them, but that's obviously in the works. The fourth old business we had was continued discussion and possible action regarding Delaware 250 celebration updates and participation at the state and local level, photographs, stories, solicitation, things like that. Part of that was, there was actually an event today just before the Johnnie Walker Beach meeting over at the library around Delaware 250. It's important to the city, Delaware 250, but more importantly for this commission, and everyone seems to be saying this, so I think we should be facilitating it. They want to tell the complete story of Delaware's history. And I think this commission can really help that. I'm pretty certain they'll probably get a lot of good information about Wilmington and that area, but this area is the part you get a little worried about, right? That they don't get the information. So we're going to, I've asked Stephanie to work with the DE 250 to sort of figure out what we can do to really work with them to get them what they need, to get the stories. Even, it was suggested today, one of the poems around the Johnnie Walker Beach might be something that could fit well into that program, sharing the history of the segregated beaches, which is kind of unique to lower Delaware, I guess. I don't know what beaches are in northern Delaware. I'm not familiar with any really good beaches up there, but, it could be. I'm just not familiar with them. Okay? I'm just not familiar. They have islands, so there must be something up there, but I'm really not familiar. But it's just a unique story, and I think things like that. So I've asked Stephanie to work with them to see whatever, where we can input the most significant input and what they're lacking, and maybe we can fill that void with some of the information and stuff that we have. So hopefully we'll be able to do that. So move that one forward. And the mayor has also asked us, she requested that we have that Johnnie Walker Beach interpretive sign completed by April of next year, because there was an event that's going to be held there. It's a pretty big event for the Delaware 250, and she really wants that sign there to represent. First of all, DE 250 gave us part of the grant, obviously, to build the sign, so it'd be nice if we kind of show them that it's done, and we have it there in time for that event that they're doing. So the mayor, it's important to, I was told it's important to the mayor, so I think we should probably, I personally think it certainly should be done by that period of time, and I really want it done in time for next summer. I want the visitors to really know that story of that beach next summer, not wait another year or another summer for that. So, all right. Okay. Did I miss any old business? Anyone? Okay. All right, we'll move on to new business. The Discuss possible action regarding utilization of current African American heritage assets to help achieve part of the first mission, which is to increase the social, political, and economic value of the African American heritage. And I've talked about this before, but basically, I'm going to start taking some action. We're going to, again, assign a work group for this one. Probably more outsiders than insiders in that situation, because the ideal is that, when I say outsiders, outside this commission, the ideal is what's going to draw people, how do we position these assets that we have in Lewes? How do we position Johnnie Walker Beach? How do we position Black Harry's, is it Black Harry's well? Spring, I'm sorry, Jack Harry's Spring. How do we position the AME Church? How do we position those things that will attract Black tourists here, right? And ultimately, Black tourists leads to people who live here, who move here, right? And while it may not be the same group of, working class people from the, 50s and 60s, it can maybe help diversify Lewes a little bit. So, and I think, just looking at it from afar, because I look at it a little bit from afar, we have a lot of assets here, and Lewes has a unique story that I really think would be attractive to that group of people. And Washington, D.C. they love this area, so why not bring them here to Lewes, right? Pittsburgh loves this area. Why not bring those groups of folks here to Lewes to see what we have to offer at Lewes as well? They do come, but we really want to draw them here, make it feel like a real big draw. So I probably I already start working on getting a list for a work group to help us with that, to sort of say, how do we position, how do we work with the tourist bureaus, how do we do stuff that really starts to focus on what we have to do. But I will tell you, and Cynthia's chairing this group, the Johnnie Walker Beach is a big part of that. Having a place that people can kind of go to is a big part of it. A museum, obviously a little bit longer term thing, might be another piece of that, but that's probably a little bit longer term down the road. All right, but the pavilion and the sign, to me, are not super long term. They're within reach. We should be able to start grabbing those guys. All right. So a work group, I will start formulating a work group on that, just to let you know. Next topic was discussion and possible action regarding other programming ideas. Was there any, I want to make sure the commissioners all have input into this. Some have, but others haven't. I just want to make sure any programming ideas. Now, I will point the finger at the younger members of the commission, because I want to make sure that we're also addressing that younger audience. And when I mean younger, I mean, 40s and 50-year-old people. Lewis's average age is kind of old, but I know, but
That's me, so.
that's what I'm saying.
It's 67.
So, as I'm saying, I think younger is relative here in Lewes, right?
Relative.
But how do we address? Because there was in the 70s when some of you guys were growing up, there was a lot of robust community in Lewes. How do we address that audience? What will tackle that audience? What will get their attention? What was the memories that you guys had? Like
We weren't born in the 70s.
you weren't born in the 70s? Okay.
I didn't want to say anything. I was.
We weren't born in the 70s. We were born in the 80s.
All right, the 70s and 80s, because in the 80s, Lewes was what? It was still in the double-digit
Yes.
percent black,
Yeah,
right?
very,
So,
yeah.
so there was a lot. What was your memory? I heard someone called Lewes Death Valley, or what they call it?
Dodge City.
What? I don't even know. Death Valley. Well, it sounded like, regardless, it sounded like it was wild, okay? Dodge City, right? I have no idea why did we call Lewes Dodge City, and what were some of the things that, what were some of those things that we can connect with that generation? That's kind of what I'm trying to get out of. That's what excites me about having representation from that generation on our team, because it really, I don't know that we're addressing that. I see everything still from the 50s and 60s, and there's a lot of people we're missing.
So I think that's something that Fallon and I could possibly collaborate on, because we grew up in that era. And then the portion, I'm sorry. Fallon and I, that's something that maybe we can take on, because we grew up in the 80s. And the portion that I did in the documentary was talking about that time. So I think that's something that we can possibly work on together.
Please, yeah, because again, I want to make sure we address all the audience, not just one part of it. So I just want to make sure we get that, all right? Anyone else have any ideas, any programming ideas or something that might help? I mean, I've talked about, we were going to have some outreach to places like the hospital, to the schools, that might drive some programming, and some of you guys might be asked to kind of speak there. I don't think any of us are afraid to speak. I don't think so. Stephanie just told me she's a teacher, so she's ready to go at a moment's notice, you know what I mean? But regardless, I think you guys have some good stories to tell, but you also know of the good stories to tell. So I think we could put a good program together regardless.
So I had a question about that. So if I'm looking at this, the goal, I'm always like taking a look at the goal. So increase social, political, and economic value around African American heritage. So when you talk about going to these different places, what's some of the messaging, or what are some of the thoughts and ideas that you might have around putting together programs? Would it be a workshop? Would it be, things like that? I was just curious to know what the best medium would be to facilitate that.
That's what you're going to tell us. It's not me. It's all of us going to say what's the best way to address that audience. I mean, it may be just put up the exhibit and walk away, right? But it may also be have a meeting or have a workshop or have presentations. Just kind of depends on what you're doing, right?
Okay.
But I don't want to answer that question. I think the group and the team has to answer that as we go about. But I do have an overall message, because Ms. D said this in the video. African Americans contributed greatly to the history of Lewes.
Okay.
And I think that's missed sometimes.
Okay.
And I think that's the overall message.
Thank you.
All right. So, it isn't that we did it alone, but we were also here. So it's kind of something we have to communicate. I think the Lewes Historical Society is going to also, they're doing some research around, like I said, old ship captains and all that stuff, and they're showing that's going to be a very diverse group of people.
Okay.
And so even back in the late 1700s, we were here. You know what I mean? So it's just something we have we have enough information that we can share the message. We don't have to have perfect information to share. And we probably never get perfect information, by the way. So, but Cynthia, I have no doubt you can get in front of a group and wow the heck out of them, right? No doubt about that. Yeah.
And also, if you need to reach out to any of the schools, just let me know, because I have a good working relationship with all the principals. So anything you need, just let me know.
Yeah, I know
as far as
Stephanie,
reaching out to the schools.
You've worked at the schools too.
Yes.
Yeah, that's a group I think we've missed a little bit. I don't think we've hit the schools enough. You know what I mean? Even like I say, even if it's just an exhibit, something, but it's something to get the. And by the way, I've spoken in front of kids, and they're difficult to speak in front of kids because you have to keep their attention.
Right,
So we have
yeah,
to
that's
think
it.
that through too. How do you get their attention, right? Then my worst nightmare is speaking in front of a bunch of 10-year-old kids in a big room, 200 of them. Oh my God, worst nightmare. But you have to keep their attention. So we have to do some stuff to do that. We have to think creatively how you hit that audience versus another audience that you might get.
Script.
Huh?
Stick to the script.
Scream, scream and run, right? Yeah. Okay. All right, we'll move on. I'm sorry, but yeah, that's the basis, because that is actually the first mission item we have is those things: increase the social, political, and economic value of the African American heritage. So how can we use this to help the overall city, and how do we use this to convey the message? All right. So any other ideas on programming? You don't have to come up with it today, but I'm just saying.
I have an idea.
Yes.
I went to a Black history event at Delaware State, which we could adapt to Lewes, where they had the students dressed as, well, it was the president's wife's tea. So it was famous women. And but we could do anybody, obviously. They were dressed in period garb, and they had like a button on them, and you would press the button. So it was like a living wax museum.
Oh, yeah.
And they would give you information on that person. So maybe we could do something like that, and we would give the history of some of the African Americans.
Especially with younger kids, that would especially get to push a button if it
Yeah.
made some weird noise.
Interactive.
If it made some weird noise, they'd be all over that one.
Right, interactive.
Yeah, I would say with noises, but no, I'm not going to say. No, that's a great idea. I think we do have to look at the audience, and we have some characters in Lewis that we could do some of that with. You know, I can see someone dressed as Bill Colick. You know, what is it? You have a Dell State University polo jersey. Yeah, with a whistle over his head.
No, serious, man. I tell you, of course, he's gone now, but, you know, Marcos used to go to Milton Elementary every February and do Black History, and it was really good, well attended. Kids were, like you said, 10 years old. Of course, he is gone now, but, you know, I guess
He just moved on to a new job. He's not gone.
No,
It's just-
Okay, well, yeah. He's not here.
he's
Let
alive.
me say this to you, I mean, he's over in, is it Denton now?
He's not very far away.
Not very far, and you know, they've got that Harriet Tubman Museum there. Boy, I thought about asking him about coming back and doing something with Harriet Tubman, I mean, because they've got that museum over there.
A lot of resources on that. Okay. Yeah, Marcos is, I know he was doing stuff in Milton. I knew you guys were doing something. Yeah, and the Lewis, even though Marcos is no longer with the Lewes Heritage, Lewes Historical Society, the Lewes Historical Society have reaffirmed their commitment to help out the Lewes African American Heritage Commission. And as you see, they're loaning us things, or they're doing some stuff to help out. So they haven't wavered on their commitment. But Marcos was a great resource. And they've also committed for once a month, they'll get a representative at these meetings for us in the future. So we have a representative of the commission here, so. All right, so hopefully we don't lose out there, but Marcos was great on that. Okay. Volunteer research and oral history update and possible actions. Only thing I have here is the Voices Heard video. I've already given you a update on that. They say that should be uploaded really soon onto YouTube. At that point, we'll get the link and we'll distribute that link and hopefully get more people to see it, because like I said, it was only shown at the exhibit and it was shown at a few places around town, but there's a lot more people I think who would love to see that video. All right. Also, the note to folks, the Lewes Historic Society's 2025 holiday tour is December 6th. The Daisy family will be participating in it. I am told, and again, I'm not sure it's accurate, but I am told we're the first African-American family to do that in the 52-year history of the tour. They are still seeking if there's other families who want to participate, but you have to live in Lewes, and you have to be east of Route 1. So it narrows the crowd a bit, right? But you have to live in Lewes, and you have to be east of Route 1, because it's the type of tour where people go around to different houses, they drive, they don't want to have them scattered all over the county. Some people walk, right? But if anyone's interested, and I'll put out some stuff on the Memories of Lewes website stuff or Facebook page, but if anyone's interested, let me know. I can certainly connect you. They say, and it shocked me, and they didn't tell me this beforehand, 500 to 1,500 people come through this thing, right? And I'm like, what? You know, they didn't tell me this until after we signed up, all right? But that's a lot of people coming through your house and doing that. But we're also, what we're going to do is we're going to take the Voices Heard exhibit and take part of it, and it'll be in our house. So that'll be another 500 to 1,500 people that get to see the exhibit. And we'll be playing the video on the TV as people come through. So in addition to, I think I've already told you, I have this ridiculous Black Santa collection that I will be presenting at that point in time. But you don't have to decorate your house overwhelmingly. if you look at the houses in Torrance, they weren't overzealous with it. They were just nicely done. So it's not like a big thing as far as like, some people with reindeers on the roof, and that wasn't the scenario. It was relatively, it's doable. But anyway, if you know someone or something, let them know if they can reach out to me. I'll certainly, but I certainly don't want to be the only one, but we'll do it if we are.
I'm sure you'll hold it down.
I'm sure we will, but they are interested in other families as well, people, representation as well, so.
Do
okay.
you have a date? or-
December 6th.
December the 6th, okay.
I can't, it
Because
starts in the
the,
morning, it's like 9:30 or something like that, and it's ridiculously big.
The 100 Black women in Delaware were interested in another opportunity. They did something this summer on the beach, and they were very much interested in when another event outside of Johnnie Walker Beach Day, of course.
Okay, I mean,
But that would be something, because they really want to start doing more things down here in Sussex County.
but they'd have to have a house,
No, they would be coming to support.
oh, to support it, okay, all right,
Yeah.
that'd be great. Yeah, again, a lot of people, so.
I got
yeah,
you.
It's a lot of people, so we're trying to get ready, but they told us late in the game. All right. Next action item is that the Johnnie Walker Beach, Savannah Beach update, possible action. We already announced the Johnnie Walker Beach date is September 27th. Cynthia or Kay, you guys have any updates you'd like to give on that? Johnnie Walker Beach Day and anything else in the committee?
So the program will start at 10:30.
Okay, make
And-
sure you're in your mic. You got your mic?
I see it red, so can you hear me?
Okay.
So Johnnie Walker Beach Day will start at 10:30. What we are looking at now is weather, inclement weather, so we are keeping that at the forefront, because if we have to have a rain date, we will be looking at the first Saturday in October. And so more to come on that.
October 4th, right?
October the 4th, yes, the first Saturday in October. Outside of that, we did talk about, and you mentioned a little bit earlier, around having the presentation for April of the sign, the interpersonal sign that, did I say the word?
Interpretive, I think is what they
Interpretive
call it.
sign, thank you, ready for April of 2026. So we have a lot of great outcomes coming from the subcommittee.
Hey, do you have anything, did we miss?
I can come up. Just take me a second. Thank you.
Please, state your name and address, please.
Yes. I'm Kay Carnahan, 118 Coleman Avenue. Just that everything is proceeding as quickly as we can through the channels that we have to go through. The sign, I think we can easily have done by April, so I think it's really telling that the city wants to kick off the Delaware 250 there. That's a big thing, and I'm really happy about that. We'll be working on the pavilion, which will be a historic reproduction. It will not be a profit center, and so that's going to be a heavier lift. Councilman Saliba has been doing some of the groundwork with DENREC, because we have to have DENREC approval to have something on the sand. And that's not going to be easy, but we're going to go for the emotional impact of this. This is an important structure that has great emotional connection for a community, and that's why that is so important. And we had done a ground penetrating radar study, because we were hoping to find the remnants of the old pavilions, and we didn't find anything. And at first we were disappointed, and then we realized, no, this is exactly what we want to know, because the pavilion didn't leave any lasting impact. So I'm using that in the application to say, we should do this. It's not going to hurt anything, and it will be only pluses. So I'm hoping that we can work our way through that part of it, and then the city engineer will help design. The city would put out an RFP for the construction, and then we could have the very simple pavilion there, hopefully pretty near the sign, also near the Moby mats, so that people who need help walking out there will be able to get out there and sit and enjoy and either reminisce or learn for the first time, about this. So the other thing is we'll have a QR code that will take people to the city website and have more photos, more information, and an explanation that's further from the sign. And that can continually be updated as people find things or connect with it. So we're looking forward to getting those tasks done. And those are really the main tasks for the Johnnie Walker Beach Subcommittee. And once we get those done, that'll be a big thing. So happy to help out.
Thanks, Guy.
Thank you.
I will say, I helped collect some of the approvals for the photographs that are being used in the sign. And the sentiment from some of the older residents of Lewes, or former residents of Lewes in some cases, was they're ecstatic that, we're trying to let people remember what was going on. I mean, they're just emotional about it. So what you guys are doing is critical, important, I'd say push it forward. Just because I'm looking forward to the day when people can come back to that beach and sort of have a recall what was there, and be able to utilize that. And more importantly, in the future, people can still use that and make Johnnie Walker Beach, even more focused to people. So appreciate all the effort on that, guys. What's next? Juneteenth and possible actions. Gail, you have any updates on Juneteenth? I know you announced one thing, but.
Yes, I do, actually. We have secured the Fred Thomas Building. It's booked for June 27th from 7 a.m. to 7 p.m. And we can also get in there Friday evening, I believe. And the building is for in case of inclement weather
Fred Thomas
or
Building
extreme
Or
heat.
Fred Thomas Middle School.
Fred Thomas Middle School.
Okay.
What did you say the date was? I know you mentioned.
Saturday,
The 27th, June
27th,
27th.
Okay, Saturdays. Okay, so that's June 27th, okay. Anything thinking of different than in the past, or we're looking at about the same type of program?
I haven't got that far yet.
Okay. If I suggested moon bounces, right?
So I suggested that, but I think that may be a liability issue.
Oh, is it? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I tell you, parents appreciate it if their kids can just run off to that moon bounce for several hours.
It's a playground there.
Send my kids there.
Yeah.
It's a playground there.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, well,
That's a good idea, too.
that moon bounce is a good babysitter.
We could possibly have some other games, though,
Yeah,
like kickball
activities.
or,
Yeah.
Really?
things.
But they say liability. I see other townships and cities have moon bounces all the time. So, is that real, or is that just a perception of an issue?
I mean, I believe it's a real issue. We just have to look into it more.
Okay, I'm just saying, the township I live in just had this big thing. They had I think 8 moon bounces there for the kids and stuff. So they weren't worried about the liability. I'm just wondering if it's something, someone made the decision 8-10 years ago and we never re-looked at it.
No, we just had a prostate cancer walk in Dover, and we had a moon bounce, but we had to get liability insurance. So I'm not sure how much the insurance costs. That's the thing. But it was a great babysitter.
Oh, it's a great
You know,
babysitter.
Yeah. And we even had some adults in there.
I know. That's a problem. That's a problem.
That's the liability.
I can ask Julia too, and we'll look into that as well.
Yeah, just something, I just think the kids always following their parents, that's nice, but boy, if you can just let them go,
Yeah.
boy, the parents might have a better time, that's what I'm thinking.
And they can enjoy the
My
program.
church, and I believe that the company you provided.
The insurance?
Yeah.
Yeah, my family reunion always has one, and I don't remember buying insurance ever, so. Kid break their arm, I guess they.
It's a little different, though, since it's through the city. Kind of got rules to follow.
All right. Anything else on that?
That's it for
All
now.
right, thank you, Mickey, I appreciate that. You guys got a lot of work ahead, I know. So I know it. Next thing is this is commissioner updates. I'm not putting anyone on the spot to do updates this month, but in the future meetings, what I'm going to do is I'm going to say commissioner updates. So anyone who has an update, like on something that's going on within their area or something they know about, will have an opportunity to share it at that point.
I have one.
Oh, well, Dee, go for it.
On October 17th at the Delaware Tech College Delaware Tech in Georgetown, we will be honoring 75 years of the William C. Jason Comprehensive High School. And
Jason,
Dr.
huh?
Reba Hollingsworth, who was a teacher and is now 99 years old, will
Wow.
be speaking. And it's from 2 until 5. So, I mean, you know, anytime, and Del Tech is very, very interested in preserving our history, that it was a black high school before it became Delaware Tech. And they're going all out. That we've had a committee, I wasn't on it because I had some medical problems, but they've been meeting. So it's October 17th from 2 to 5. And it's in the gym. There was so much interest that they had to move it to the gym. They were going to have it in the lobby, but everybody, I mean, there's a lot of interest in
Interest,
people
right.
wanting to come.
All right, and I haven't seen anything about that, like, I don't think,
Oh,
have I ever seen it?
I know they had, I think they had a
Flyer.
I've seen a
Flyer.
flyer.
Have you seen
but-
Fly? Okay,
yeah.
have you seen
Yeah,
Fly?
How much are
Okay.
the tickets?
Yeah, that's what I
I
have.
don't remember seeing that flyer.
I don't know if I'm,
All right, 75th anniversary.
so I am a proud 1965 graduate of
It is the
William C. Jason
Is there a
Comprehensive High
cost?
School.
Is there a cost for tickets?
Oh, no, it's free. It's a free event. Yeah, Del Tech they want to, yeah.
Okay, all right.
They will be having hors d'oeuvres and, you know, just a program.
Well, that's good to know. That's great, all
Or
right.
Friday.
So if anybody's not, but I do need to know if you would like to go, let me know by at least Monday so that.
It's
so they would
okay if
like
we
to have
don't
a
get there
count.
right at 2?
Huh?
Is it okay if we don't get there right at 2
Yes,
o'clock?
anytime between 2 and
And
5, but I
Oh,
think
okay.
the program's going to be about maybe 2:30 or 2:45 or something like that.
Okay.
Interesting. Cool. All right, thank you. Anyone else have, I assume no one had an update, but that was a bad assumption apparently. Anyone else have any updates on anything that you're working on? I didn't expect it. I just wanted to get, but I did want to let you know, future meetings, if you got something prepared to speak about it, certainly have an opportunity. Cynthia, you're already going to speak about Johnnie Walker anyway, so that part that'd be redundant, so you wouldn't need to do that at that time. Okay, at this stage, public comments. Is there any public comments at this point in time? The chair recognizes Councilwoman Trina Brown Hicks.
Thank you, Trina Brown Hicks, 504 DuPont Avenue, Lewes, Delaware. And I just wanted to mention, you were talking about drawing attention back to Lewes about the African-American heritage of Lewes. And in the past, the Lewes Historical Society did have, under Marcos, had a tour of black sites within the town. I have participated in that tour a time or two. We had a bus come from Maryland. Miss Angie Ward, her maiden name was Ward, brought a group down, and we went around the town and, you know, had discussion, and that was a way to bring focus on the black history of Lewes. So I'm not sure how or if that is something that is continuing for the Historical Society, but it's something that maybe the commission can think about doing or, you know, promoting in some form or fashion. And then the last thing I thought of was, although it may not be here, but it may be something that the commission can sponsor or maybe figure out how to put it in maybe the budget would be two things. And I mentioned this to Daryl before, a type of video camera that the news reporters use now. It's very small, but it has a tripod. Yes, one of those. And also maybe a trip to the Harriet Tubman Museum that maybe you would have to secure a bus, of course, and probably tickets to go if people, wanted to do that, but just something to sponsor as a part of our history. That's it.
Thank you. Just to respond to one thing, I did talk to Lewes Historical Society about the walking tour. Last time I talked to Marcos, that wasn't by appointment kind of at this stage of the game. But again, I think we could talk to them about what would be added to it and what we could do to make it more, I guess, popular. Because apparently it was decently popular at first and then it kind of waned off.
And I think a lot of that also has to do with their funding and programming. So if their funding is not geared to that, then somebody else would have to pick it up and could be the commission.
I'd like to add just one thing to that, and Trina, I apologize. I wanted to add another thing to that would be supportive, and that is, last year we had a group of bikers, like bicycle riders, that really wanted to do a tour. They wanted to bring their bikes here, and they wanted to go on an African-American tour. And so I'm still in communications with that group, so they would like to know if and when, so when that happens. Another thing is finding out other historical societies in different counties, different areas, different states even. We had quite a few people come to Johnnie Walker Beach from different heritage committees in different states that were really interested in what we were doing and being able to collaborate. And I say that because you talk about funding, I'm always looking for ways, and they would, I would imagine, maybe be able to support us in some type of financial way as well.
I'm always looking for that. That's always good. All right, yeah, the biker sickle issue. I think if we got them in touch with the Lewes Historical Society, they can reach out to me. I can reach them out to the director. I think, again, by appointment, and if you have a bigger group, I think they'll still do it. It's not an issue. It's just that when they offered it once a month or whatever they offered it, and they only get one person or two people sign up, it doesn't really pay for itself. But if you have a group like that, that should be fairly easy to do. All right. So, yeah, if you... Yes, Ms. Brown Hicks.
In mentioning the bike organization, they also wanted to participate in Juneteenth and maybe have a bike ride to the beach back to the park for Juneteenth. So I couldn't get that moved to, and because we weren't able to coordinate a parade, so to speak, but maybe a bike ride because the cycling is very popular in this area, so
Where are they
something to
from?
consideration.
Well, the woman that I spoke with,
Thanks,
she's
Trina.
local.
Oh, they're local.
I don't know if
bikers.
all of them are, but
Okay.
I have her name.
Okay. No, I think we can make that connection. If you give, I'll be happy to bridge those things for them. All right. So the only other thing I had on this was to talk about real quick was the museum concept, right? I know, Bill, you've mentioned the DuPont School as a potential museum.
Well,
The Nassau School was also something that was mentioned.
Yeah, I don't know what to ever do with that, but, it's almost an auxiliary now where there's not enough room in the district office, so people have been moved there. But when you look at it, or the place for a museum, because I know that they have done some extensive renovating of the Nassau School, I know that as well. So, I don't know, but just, there's those two spots come to mind.
Yeah, those two spots seem like they might be focal points. And is there any way to have a discussion with someone to talk about that? At least the DuPont School first, I guess.
Yeah, I guess,
Jason.
Jason Hale is the Director of Operations. He might be somebody that we could just see what their long-term plans are. I'll ask him.
Ask them, and we can set up a meeting if we need to. I know it's not short-term, we're not going to,
Yeah, no.
have them short-term, but at least maybe flush that out if that's a
Man, I just think
possibility.
down the road, something's going to have to happen. I mean, this area is growing so much that, I mean, I don't know what will happen with that school.
Okay. All right, so we've had public comment, so that we're at the end of the agenda. Do I have a motion? No, to do what, though? You got to tell me what. Okay, and then do I have a second?
Second.
Okay, I'm trying to do procedure here, Bill. You know? All right, so all in favor of adjourning?
Aye.
All opposed? The ayes have it. Meeting adjourned. Thank you.